everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lucy and in today's video I am bringing you all my spring book haul. So it is officially spring, thank God. It has been a long old winter and with the new season comes new books, which I have been collecting, that is for sure. I have a lot of books that have been sent to me from publishing houses and a lot of books that I have bought myself. So let's get cracking, shall we? Because there are a few books here that I'm super excited to tell you about. Okay, so the first book was kindly sent to me from Bonnier Books, and this is a proof copy of Fair Rosaline, and this is by Fantasia Solomons. So first, let's just show you the proof. It says, "The greatest love story of all time was a lie." And then this is the back. Beautiful. So this book is basically a reimagining of Romeo and Juliet, and it features Romeo's first love, Rosaline. It is her story, and I am super excited about this because I love Shakespeare, and of course I love a reimagining, so how can this get any better? Also the package, like, can we talk about these roses and everything? This proof is absolutely stunning, so thank you to Bonnier for kindly sending this my way. This is publishing in August, and honestly, I need to read this very soon, I think, because I think we're going to be seeing this everywhere. So if this sounds like your type of thing, I'll leave a link to it down in the description bar below, where you can find out more about it. But I'm super excited because this basically tells the story of Rosaline, who is part of the Capulet family, and this takes place like before Romeo meets Juliet. I feel like it's basically calling out Romeo for being a massive playboy, so I'm excited about this, sign me up. The next book I have here is Divine Rivals, and this is by Rebecca Ross. So I am currently reading The River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross, and already so in love with it. So I wanted to read Divine Rivals. The keen viewers out there will know that this appeared in my most anticipated books of 2023 because this just sounds absolutely incredible. So let me just read you the top line description. It says, "When two rival journalists find love through a magical connection, their fate depends on their facing the depths of hell together. After centuries of sleep, the gods are warring again. Expelled into the middle of a mystical war, magical typewriters in tow, can Iris Winnow and Roman Kitt's unlikely bond withstand the fight for the fate of mankind, and most importantly, love?" So it's described as like an epic enemies to lovers fantasy novel filled with hope and heartbreak and the unparalleled power of love. Everything about that just sounds absolutely my cup of tea. So just a disclaimer, because this is published by HarperCollins, who I work for. So I'm not actually working on this book. This is published by Harper Voyager, but I did pick this book up from work. So just so you know, I didn't pay for this, but I'm so excited about this. I was so delighted when I found this in a giveaway at work, and I was like, give me it. I'm so happy that I've stumbled upon this. So the next book I really want to talk about is Convenience Store Woman by Sayaka Murata. So I've been seeing this book everywhere, and I picked this up a few weeks back, I think. The reason why I really want to read this is because this is Japanese translated fiction, I believe. And I'm actually going to Japan in 2 weeks when I film this. When you see this video, I will actually be there. And I'm planning on doing a reading vlog in Japan of where I'm reading translated Japanese fiction. So I'll be reading this. I'll also be reading Before the Coffee Gets Cold, which is another really popular Japanese translated novel. But honestly, this I've seen everywhere. I'm sure everyone's already read it. But from the blurb it says, Kiko doesn't fit in. She's 36 years old, she's never had a boyfriend, and she's been working in the same convenience store for 18 years. Her parents wish she'd get a better job. Her friends wonder why she won't get married. But Kiko knows what makes her happy, and she's not going to let anyone take her away from her convenience store. So this just sounds amazing, like really quirky, really cute. So hopefully I'll be reading this very soon in a Tokyo cafe somewhere, and I'm so excited about that. So the next book I bought was a non-fiction book, which I've been meaning to read forever because I'm a big fan of the author. And that book is The Mountain Is You by Brianna Wiest, or Wiest, I'm not sure how to pronounce her last name. But this is a non-fiction book about self-sabotage. Now, if you follow Brianna on Instagram, you will know that she posts like the most incredible, like, incredible quotes that really just hit you right there. Like, they really hit home, and I really wanted to read more of her writing because I've been following her on Instagram for a while now, and I've been seeing so many good things about this book. Like, all over TikTok they are a fan of this book. So this is basically, like, as it says on the tin, the mountain is you and you've got to master it. It's about overcoming self-sabotage. It's about really embracing your own confidence and going after what you want. So I love a bit of self-help. I love any non-fiction that kind of is more kind of like self-reflective, and I think this will be perfect. I'm gonna really try to dig in deep to, like, just what more can I improve this year? You know, I love anything that's more reflective like this book, so I had to get this one. The next book was kindly sent to me from Tor UK, and it is a proof copy of one of my most anticipated books. It is Masters of Death by Olivia Blake. So this is publishing in August, and it sounds actually like phenomenal. I'm already a huge Olivia Blake stan, like super fan. I just think she's incredible. Her writing style is phenomenal. And let me just tell you what this book's about. So it says, when Viola Merrick, real estate agent and vampire, discovers the house she's trying to sell is haunted, she enlists the help of a medium to exorcise the ghost. But unbeknownst to Viola, Fox Demora is a fraud, despite being the godson of death. So they're both kind of drawn into a quest together, and there is kind of a mystery that they're both kind of involved in. But it's described as a page-turning fantasy tale bursting with Olivia Blake's sharp wit, stunning prose, and unforgettable characters. So this book sounds really bizarre. I think that's the best way of putting it. Like, it doesn't sound like any other book I've read before, and I kind of really am excited about that because I think Olivia Blake has an incredible imagination and her books are very unique and creative. So I'm excited about Masters of Death. The cover is so cool. Like, I just think, what a gorgeous proof. I love the colour, I love everything about it. So I'll be reading this one hopefully very soon, and I'll let you know my thoughts. Next up, we have a proof copy of Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. So this is Rebecca Kuang's like contemporary, like non-fantasy debut, if that makes sense, because previously she has written the Poppy War series, one of my all-time favorites ever, and Babel, which I read last autumn and absolutely fell in love with. So I already know that Rebecca Kuang is one of my all-time favorite authors so far, and this book is publishing in May. It might already be out by the time you're watching this video, but this proof was kindly gifted to me from another imprint of HarperCollins, Borough Press in the UK. So again, I didn't pay for this, but I do work for the publisher. So I'm super excited about this book because it is a wry examination of the publishing industry, like a harsh takedown of the publishing industry. I mean, if anyone can relate to this book, it's probably me, having worked in publishing for almost 10 years. So I'm super excited about this book. I think it's going to be brilliant, and I have heard non-stop good things about it. Let me just read you what it's about. It says, Athena Lou is a literary darling and June Hayward is literally nobody. When Athena dies in a freak accident, June steals her unpublished manuscript and publishes it under an ambiguous name, Juniper Song. But as evidence threatens June's stolen success, she will discover exactly how far she will go to keep what she thinks she deserves. What happens next is entirely everyone else's fault. So already this sounds amazing. It's about her stealing a manuscript from another author, and wow, I need to read this ASAP. So do let me know if you're also excited about Yellowface, and if you've already read it by the time this video comes out. I want to know your thoughts. Now, the next book, when I received this from the publishing house, I literally screamed. So that's how excited I am for this book. It is, of course, Swordcatcher by Cassandra Clare. Only one of my most anticipated fantasy books of this year. And huge, huge, huge thank you to Tor UK at Pan Macmillan for sending me this book. You guys are amazing. Thank you, thank you. So this is Cassandra Clare's adult debut. Now, can you believe Cassandra Clare's been writing the Shadowhunters universe for so long, and this is her first adult book. I mean, that in itself is like, already makes this my most anticipated book of the year. This is publishing in October, so yes, you do have a while to wait, but I intend to read this book and obviously I won't be posting any thoughts about it until close to publication, but I am so excited for this book. So let me just read you a little bit from the blurb at the back. So it says, lose yourself in a vibrant world of power, intrigue and magic in this spellbinding epic. Swordcatcher is the start of a riveting new adult fantasy series from the author of the internationally best-selling Shadowhunter series. So this book is about a boy called Kel who is very kind of poor and destitute, but then when he is chosen to be the king's sword catcher, aka his body double, to protect him, he is kind of thrust into this world of power and status. Now his path also crosses with Lynn, who is a kind of magical physician, like she has magical abilities, and the two of them are brought into a massive conspiracy around the Rag Picker King, who is like the criminal mastermind of like the underworld of Castellane, which is the city they live in. So all of those together just sound like this is going to be absolutely amazing, and I'm so excited to see something very different from Cassandra Clare that's like not the Shadowhunters, you know? So I will let you guys know my thoughts to this, probably a bit close to publication, but oh my god, am I excited about this. Now the next book I received was from Bonnier Books, so huge thank you to you guys for sending. This is The Witches of Vardo by Anya Bergman. First off, like, let's take a moment for this cover. It is beautiful. So this book is set in the 1600s in Norway, and it's about 3 women who have been accused of witchcraft, and they each have been kind of accused in their own unique ways. One was the old mistress of the king, so obviously has fallen out of favour and has been accused as a witch. One of them had a kind of unfortunate affair with someone and was exposed for that and accused of being a witch. So all of them have these like very like sad, like very kind of misogynistic reasons why they've been accused of witchcraft, and they are all thrown in prison. And this is about how they find their power and kind of revolt against that. So I'm really intrigued by this book. I love anything witchy and I love anything historical, so together, like, perfect, really. I believe this book is already out, as I said, published by Bonnier, so thank you guys for sending this. I love a witchy book, what can I say, and the fact that it is mixed with historical fiction is perfect. And the final 2 books I want to show you guys are 2 books I received from my Fairy Loot adult book subscription. The first one being The Adventures of Amina al-Serafi, and this is by Shannon Chakraborty. Now, Shannon Chakraborty is the creator of the Daevabad series, which is a YA kind of fantasy series, and I think this is her adult debut. This is actually about a female pirate, but she is middle-aged. She has had children, I think she's been married, and she used to be a pirate, I believe, and now she needs to go back to that life. Like, she has this fearsome reputation, but she obviously like took some time away and now she's kind of back. And I am so excited about this book. Any piratey book is like my ideal type of book. I love a pirate book. So this sounds absolutely amazing. The Fairy Loot edition is so stunning. Like, look at the end pages and look at the beautiful like naked spine as well. So already obsessed with this book. I really hope I enjoy it, but I have been seeing a lot of great things about this. And most recently I received this from my Fairy Loot subscription as well. This is The Foxglove King by Hannah Witten. Now, Hannah Witten is the author of For the Wolf and that kind of duology there, which I believe are YA. They may not be YA, but I think this is most definitely adult. So this book sounds super incredible. It is about Law, who as a child was in this like really dangerous cult. She's managed to escape from that cult, but her life is basically like hiding, and she has basically started living a life working with the criminal underworld, where she is soon captured by the Sainted King, who is like the king of this underworld. She thinks that's the end, but he has other plans for her, which she doesn't immediately know. And I think there is like a forbidden love story in this between the king's heir and also maybe the guard that is looking after her, like who is watching her. So this sounds very dark, very delicious, very like sumptuous. It sounds like my perfect book in terms of that blend of fantasy, that blend of darkness with a kind of forbidden love story. So do let me know if you've read the Foxglove King, what you thought about it. Again, this Fairy Loot edition is beautiful. I love the artwork, and just look at this, like, I mean, wow. It's not a very summery or spring book. It's definitely more of an autumn winter book, but I don't care. I'm going to be reading this very soon. It sounds so good. So let me know what you think about this one if you have read it. So guys, that is everything. Those are all the books that I've acquired this spring. I really want to know if you've read any of these and what you thought about them. And if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to subscribe down below. And I'll see you very soon for my next video. Bye.